Didn't actually tell them. My sister wrote them a letter, an anonymous letter, and placed it in our mailbox. But because we don't actually receive mail to our home, my parents knew that it was from one of us. And so she was the only one wise enough at the time to include adults. My sister, and then I also have 3 brothers.
Right.
And so my mother told me, we have this letter and it says that you're pregnant. And the moment that they said it, I started crying. I told them that it was true. And it's like I said, I remember them being completely silent for a very long time, which I know may not be a big deal in most homes, but when your father speaks for a living, to render him speechless is quite the task.
T.D. Jakes is a name that resonates with millions worldwide. Known for his powerful sermons, his books that inspire, and his movies that touch hearts, T.D. Jakes is more than just a preacher. He's a global figure who has made a lasting impact on both the spiritual and secular worlds. Through his church, his teachings, and his extensive media presence, he has influenced countless individuals. However, recently, his wife, Serita Jakes, made a revelation that took many by surprise, offering a deeper look into their life that most didn't expect. We all know T.D. Jakes as the motivational speaker, the powerhouse preacher who fills stadiums with his messages of hope and strength. But Serita's insights provided a unique and personal perspective on the man behind the pulpit. She shared some intimate details about his life, revealing a side of him that many weren't familiar with. But before we dive into these revelations, let's reflect on the journey of this remarkable man, how his roots and his experiences shaped him into the world leader we know today. T.D. Jakes was born on June 9, 1957, in South Charleston, West Virginia. He grew up in the small town of Vandalia, where he was raised by a hard-working family. His father, Ernest Jakes, was an entrepreneur who ran his own janitorial service, while his mother, Odith Jakes, was a school teacher. They were a modest family, but they instilled in T.D. Jakes a strong work ethic and unwavering values that would stay with him for life. From a young age, T.D. Jakes had a deep curiosity about the world, often asking questions about faith and the meaning of life. His childhood was not without struggle, though. When he was just a teenager, his father became seriously ill, and T.D. Jakes took on the responsibility of caring for him. This period of hardship taught him lessons in patience, resilience, and the importance of family. Growing up in a small town meant that T.D. Jakes often felt out of place. He was an introspective child, and his devotion to faith made him a target for teasing. His peers often referred to him as Bible Boy, mocking him for his deep religious interest. But rather than letting these remarks discourage him, T.D. Jakes used them to fuel his determination. It was during this time that he began developing a strong connection to God and started feeling the call to help others. Like many young people, T.D. Jakes struggled with doubts and questions about his purpose in life. He questioned what he was meant to do and where his life was headed. Instead of being overwhelmed by uncertainty, he turned to faith, seeking answers through prayer and meditation. His faith became a cornerstone of his identity, one that he would carry with him throughout his life. A pivotal moment came when T.D. Jakes discovered his gift for speaking. It wasn't immediate, but over time he realized that he had a natural talent for connecting with others through words. He started by speaking to small groups, and soon, people began to take notice. His voice resonated with people, and it became clear that he was destined for something greater. Despite the challenges he faced growing up in a modest household, caring for his ill father, and enduring social isolation, T.D. Jakes remained focused and committed to his calling. His family's support and his growing faith in God helped him to persevere. As he ventured into ministry, T.D. Jakes started with humble beginnings. In the late 1970s, he became the pastor of a small church in Montgomery, West Virginia, called Greater Emmanuel Temple of Faith. The church had only about 10 members, but T.D. Jakes was undeterred. With little money and even fewer resources, he worked multiple jobs to support his family. He took on roles such as selling insurance and working in a factory to make ends meet. Despite the financial strain, T.D. Jakes was dedicated to his ministry. Late nights were spent writing sermons after working long hours during the day. His passion for helping others and his ability to connect with people made his messages impactful. Over time, his church began to grow as more people were drawn to his authenticity and the relevance of his teachings. In the 1980s, T.D. Jakes expanded his reach with a radio program, which allowed him to connect with a broader audience. His ministry was beginning to gain traction, and his unique ability to speak about real-life struggles, pain, hope, and healing set him apart from others. But it wasn't until he started focusing on healing and restoration that his ministry truly began to flourish. T.D. Jakes' focus on emotional and spiritual healing became the backbone of his teachings. One of the most significant milestones in his career came when he wrote his first book, Woman, Thou Art Loosed, which addressed the deep emotional wounds that many women face. The book became more than just a bestseller, it became a movement. Women from all walks of life found comfort and strength in his words, and it became a source of healing for countless individuals. As his ministry grew, T.D. Jakes made the bold decision to relocate to Charleston, West Virginia, where his church continued to expand. His conferences and events began drawing thousands of people, and T.D. Jakes' reputation as a compassionate and powerful spiritual leader spread far and wide. By the early 1990s, T.D. Jakes moved his ministry to Dallas, Texas, and founded the Potter's House, which would later become one of the largest megachurches in the United States. With tens of thousands of members and millions of online followers, the Potter's House became a global hub for faith and spiritual growth. Beyond the pulpit, T.D. Jakes ventured into other industries, including writing, filmmaking, and business. As an author, he has written numerous books, many of which have become bestsellers. Titles like Woman, Thou Art Loosed, Emotions, and Destiny offer practical advice on overcoming obstacles, living with purpose, and embracing one's true potential. His books have reached readers around the world, empowering them to face their struggles with courage and hope. T.D. Jakes' influence also extends into the world of entertainment. He has produced and directed several films, including Jumping the Broom, Miracles from Heaven, and Woman, Thou Art Loosed on the Seventh Day. These films carry powerful messages of faith, redemption, and personal growth, resonating with audiences worldwide. By using film to convey his message, T.D. Jakes has brought faith-based stories to the mainstream, earning respect in Hollywood. T.D. Jakes' impact doesn't stop with books and films. He has also ventured into business. He founded T.D. Jakes Enterprises, a company that oversees his media, publishing, and entertainment projects. Through this business, he has demonstrated that faith and entrepreneurship can work hand in hand to create meaningful change. Moreover, his dedication to giving back to the community is evident in his initiatives like MegaCare, which provides assistance to those in need, including disaster victims, low-income families, and individuals facing hardship. His ministry has actively worked to address critical social issues such as poverty, education, and housing, showing that faith can be a powerful force for social change. T.D. Jakes has also made a significant mark with his Woman Thou Art Loosed conferences, which empower women to break free from the barriers that hold them back. These conferences have become a movement of strength, hope, and inspiration, attracting thousands each year. Beyond his work with women, T.D. Jakes has spoken at various events, sharing his insights on leadership, personal growth, and resilience. His messages have transcended religious boundaries, reaching business leaders, educators, and policymakers. One of the greatest achievements of T.D. Jakes is the success of the Potter's House, which now serves as a place not only for worship but also for community outreach. The church, with over 30,000 members, offers support programs for youth, families, and those in need. This initiative proves that faith isn't just about Sunday services, it's about making a tangible impact on the lives of others. Despite his extraordinary success, T.D. Jakes has faced his share of challenges. Financial struggles in the early days of his ministry made it difficult to balance family life with his growing responsibilities. As his fame spread, so did criticism. Some questioned his focus on motivational speaking, arguing that it lacked deep spiritual substance. Others criticized his wealth and lifestyle. T.D. Jakes responded by explaining that his focus has never been on wealth but on using resources to help others and further his ministry's mission. Throughout it all, T.D. Jakes has been supported by his wife, Serita Jakes. Recently, Serita opened up about the pressures of living in the public eye and how challenging it can be to balance family life with the demands of fame. While T.D. Jakes appears strong on stage, Serita revealed that he, like anyone, experiences moments of stress, doubt, and exhaustion. She shared that the weight of his responsibilities sometimes overwhelms him, yet he continues to push forward, driven by his passion to help others. Serita's honest words gave us a deeper understanding of T.D. Jakes, not just as a spiritual leader, but as a person who faces the same struggles, fears, and doubts that many of us do. In the end, T.D. Jakes' life is a testament to resilience, faith, and love. His journey shows that success is not just about the accolades we receive, but about the lives we touch along the way. Through his preaching, his books, his films, and his philanthropic efforts, T.D. Jakes has inspired millions to live with purpose, embrace their challenges, and never give up. His story reminds us that even when we face struggles, with faith and perseverance, we can overcome and make a lasting impact on the world.